Hey everyone, so I know this has been something that I said I was going to do a while ago, but you know, with a new baby, it's very hectic and I haven't really had time. Let me close this door. So I haven't really had time to sit down and basically be with myself and talk to a camera. So, and you're probably noticing I do have a camera now. So yeah, my boyfriend bought me one. So yeah, it's really exciting. Hold on. Okay, I have good battery. Sorry, I have a mirror behind it so I can see if I'm in the shot. I'm in my pajamas because it's late. My hair is not as pretty as I would like it to be. I don't have time to do it anymore, so I just go all natural. My makeup isn't the way I would like it to be as well, so yeah, when they say you really don't care how you look afterwards, they're not lying. Before I had Peyton, I was the person that was saying, no, I'm going to dress up every day, and I'm going to look good, and I'm going to wear heels all the time, and I'm going to be one of those moms that, like, looks really good. Yet no, I don't care, I mean, I care, and I'd love to take the time to just do my hair and my makeup and look good, but I don't have the time. Like, getting up and getting Peyton just to the doctors is hard enough. Like, I'm always a minute early instead of 30 minutes early, which is what I used to be. Which I know is kind of weird, but I'm always the one that's always been early. So, enough about this. This is my labor and delivery story. It's a little bit different from others just because mine was an emergency. So yeah, if anybody else has to deal with what I'm going through or what I went through, I hope this can help. And yeah. So Monday, August 13th, I had my pregnancy photo shoot. It went well, by the way, and I'll show you some photos in another video. We still haven't got the photos yet because it takes a while to touch them up and make them look pretty and all that good junk. So after I had the photo shoot, I updated you guys, and then after that I went and got Joseph. We came home, and like an hour after I updated you guys, we came home and I didn't feel good. My stomach was cramping really bad, and I felt the way I felt when I had to go to the emergency room the last time. So I wasn't feeling great, and it kind of worried me. And then I noticed I was leaking fluid. That scared me. But you know me, I'm a procrastinator. I don't like going to the emergency room. I don't like hospitals. I don't like anything. So I procrastinated and said, I don't need to go, it's not a big deal, blah blah blah. Okay, sorry about that. Where was I? Okay, so I'm a procrastinator, and I thought that it wasn't a big issue. I thought I was just going to go to the hospital again, and they were going to hook me up, and then they were going to say I'm having mild contractions, and they were going to give me a shot and send me home, which, if you don't know, in pregnancy, you always have mild contractions. Sometimes women don't know, and it's basically, a little bit more than Braxton Hicks, which is false contractions. And it's not anything big. It doesn't do anything. And my cervix remained shut. Sealed shut. The whole entire time. I was leaking fluid, and then I told my mom, because I was telling my mom everything, and like everything I'm feeling, and she was like, okay, we need to go to the hospital. And I was like, no, I don't want to go. And they were like, Joseph and my mom were both like, no, you need to go. And so I kind of pouted a little bit, and I put on some pants and a t-shirt, and we went to the hospital. So they hooked me up, and they were just sitting there, and they looked at my legs, and I was giving them my symptoms and all that stuff. And my mom told them how swollen I was, because if you remember in my last video of my pregnancy, I showed you my ankles and how swollen they were. Well, my mom told the nurse, and she said she's really swollen, and what else, and something else I can't remember. And I was telling her how I was feeling and all that stuff, and she's like, well, she's like, you might have preeclampsia. And I was like, what's that? And she's like, well, don't freak out. It's basically when your body is poisoning yourself. Automatically I freak out, and I'm like, oh my god, my baby. And she's like, it doesn't affect your baby, it only affects you. And she's like, we're gonna test you for it. And I was like, okay, so yeah, draw my blood. And she's like, no, you have to stay the night. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? I only stayed here 4 hours the last time, and it was miserable, and now I have to stay a whole entire freaking night. So it sucked. And I remember her telling me basically what they do to test you for preeclampsia is they make you pee in a bucket. Well, they make you pee in this pan thing in the toilet, and you pour the pee into a bottle, and the bottle goes into a ice chest, and you have to do that the whole entire night. So they hooked me up to the monitors, the contraction monitor and the baby heart monitor, and yeah, and the whole entire time I was miserable, and I couldn't sleep, and I was having really horrible pains, contraction pains, but weirdly enough I could sleep through them, but when I woke up it hurt. And I remember only peeing a couple times, which the nurse thought was odd. And I remember Peyton's heartbeat, because it shows, like, it'll say like 143 or whatever. It kept jumping around, like it was weird. It was like, it'd be like 143, then it'd be 117, and then it'd be 127, and then it'd be 143 again. So I just thought it was odd, and I didn't understand, like, I thought maybe it wasn't hooked up right or whatever, and I asked the nurse, and she said it's fine. It's just, I don't remember what she said, but she said it's fine. So I remember going to sleep and tossing and turning, barely sleeping. Joseph had to sleep in a recliner, and I remember at 5:47 a.m. when I finally was going to sleep, like I finally was so exhausted that I went to sleep. The nurse came in, and she turned on the lights, and she was like, I hate to wake you. She's like, but we are going to deliver. And I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, I was only here for testing for preeclampsia. And she's like, well, as you were having your contractions, so apparently I was having contractions, and they were monitoring it, and apparently they were advanced enough that they were affecting Peyton. And she said that every time I was having a contraction, her heartbeat was dropping, so I needed to deliver. And that scared me so much that my body started shaking uncontrollably. I was shaking so hard that it looked like I was having a seizure, like no exaggeration there. They had me, they put IVs in my arm and my hand, and they gave me Pitocin, which I never really understood. I know Pitocin jump starts labor, which I don't understand why they would do that if they were going to just cut me open. I wasn't delivering vaginally, but I guess it was because they needed my uterus to contract, just so after labor it goes back into place. So they gave me that, which sucked because they said this is going to make you shaky. I was already shaky, so this made me even 10 times more shaky. And they also gave me some other stuff. And they were like, well, no need for the Preeclampsia bottle thing. And I was like, okay. I was like, so basically that was just for no reason. I was like, I could have been home. And they're like, well, it's a good thing you weren't home because they're like, you might have lost your daughter. So they had me sign this stuff, waivers, and they called my OB, and she was like, she made me sign all this stuff that was like the risks of C-section, and I did not want to have a C-section. I was so upset that I was crying about it. And I remember before they wheeled me in there, they had to give me a catheter, and they gave it before the epidural, which normally they would do it after epidural because they did it before just because I was not having a normal C-section, I was having an emergency C-section. They needed to get my baby out as soon as possible. So they put that in, which, by the way, it doesn't hurt, really. Honestly, it does not hurt. It's just like a little discomfort. It's not even, they said it was, they're like, you're going to feel a little pinch, which I wouldn't even call that. It was like just a little discomfort down there, and then it was in, and then that was it. And it feels very awkward at first. Very, very awkward. Hold on. What?